welcome back to the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Sam Bido and today I'm here at sunny Twickenham Stoop in London for the Women's Six Nations Final. It's an exciting day to see the Red Roses take on France in this final to see who lifts the Women's Six Nations crown. Like I said last time at Cardiff and last time in Doncaster, we can't bring you any game footage, but we can bring you a little bit of pre-match action, a little bit of warm-up, some of the anthems as well, and a little bit of pre-match analysis from myself. Before we get into the video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and check us out across all social medias as well. A lot of the talk in the pre-match build-up to this game has been about the key battles: the Jess Breach versus the Boujard, the Orcross versus the Medusi Falls, Scarrett versus the French centre of Olutule and Carla Nielsen. So that's what's going to be key to this game. Whoever wins these key battles, Leanne Riley at 9 against Laura Sansus as well, whoever wins these key battles is going to win this game. And I think England do have the upper hand. They've got the strength and power in the front row. They've got the pace of Jess Breach and Abby Dow out wide. But if France can unleash that back three with Bagné, Boujard and Boulard as well, it's just something that could be really exciting for this game. And I just can't wait to see how England manage against it. They're kind of unproven together. They've only had these 2 games. Obviously Boulard winning her first cap recently, and I think it should be really exciting, and I can't wait to see it. So make sure you watch all the highlights if you haven't already, as it's on BBC Two. Catch them all on the iPlayer, and we'll see you again post-match, some post-match reaction and some post-match analysis as well. Cheers.
Hi, Simon. Did Poppy's try right at the end of that first half change your team talk a little bit going into the break?
Yeah, it made it a little bit easier because it put us in a slightly different position. I wouldn't say it changed it because what happened in the previous 39 minutes was we needed to concentrate on either carrying on or improving. But it's a bit of a calm. It gives you that bit of breathing space. Always helps. But I think it was really important that we kept a really calm changing room at half time. Sometimes you need to rev the players up. You didn't need to do that in this. There was a lot of application going on, a lot of effort. Probably we needed a bit more application and a bit more detail in what we were doing, so it didn't change it that much, mate.
And France were really physical across the pitch in the scrum at the breakdown. How did you kind of match that and make sure you kept on top of it across the game?
Well, we had to. I mean, from a scrummaging point of view, we had to fight in. We had our hands full, and we had to stay in the fight with that, and we tried a few things to try and sort it out. And we got some joy on some scrums and not on others. But in terms of the breakdown, we sort of knew what was going to happen. Having watched them against Wales and against Ireland, we knew it'd be a real tough contest. But I thought we were terrific at the breakdown today. I thought, both teams attacked the ball, both teams attacked the space, the side of the ball, and we gave it as good as we got. And I don't think if we hadn't done that, I don't think I'd be sat here, talking about a win. We'd have been talking about a defeat. So I thought in terms of how we handled their physicality and then delivered our own physicality to the breakdown, I was really pleased.
Finally, from me, you look like you were enjoying yourself on the pitch at full time. Are those celebrations going to continue into the night?
might do for the staff. It's not for the players. They're playing again next week. We'll celebrate. We'll celebrate appropriately. I might live to regret that one. I think that's Abby Dow. I blame Abby Dow for that because I always get told off for being really miserable. But they wanted me to do that last time, and I didn't do it. Now I've done it. I've got a feeling I'm going to regret that forever. But hey ho.
Cheers, Simon. Hi, Emily. First of all, for me, how are you after going off in that early in the first half before coming back on?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, look, things like that put in place to protect us as players, and we have to buy into that. But I passed and allowed back out. That's the process. So yeah, all good. Thank you.
And second, I spoke to Sam before about Poppy Cleal's try right on the edge of the first half. How important do you think that was for the team to kind of get that momentum going into the second period?
It was huge, yeah. You often talk about tries just before and just after half times in a lot of sports and the differences that they can make. Points on the board. I think it would have been quite strange to go in at 0-0. It would have been a bit weird. Not many of us perhaps would have done that on either side for a while. So, really important. Fair play to Poppy. She just puts her head down, doesn't she? Does what she does well. But yeah, it was really important for us. I suppose it gave us a natural boost going into, halftime team talk and whatnot, and then obviously coming back out second half.
How important was Sarah Hunter coming on in the second half, not just for the team but for you as well in terms of leadership?
She was massive, wasn't she? I think she certainly proved a serious point when she came off the bench. Turnovers, tackles, work rate, all of the above. So it's great to have someone like Sarah coming off the bench. Obviously, it's perhaps not where we're used to seeing her, but she made a massive input. And like you say, just the leadership side of stuff as well. Calm head certainly helped me with some of the decision making and all that sort of stuff, and just steering us around the field. So yeah, she's huge. Finally,
for me, how nice is it for you as a squad to lift the Six Nations title live on BBC Two?
Yeah, it's cool. Like a few of us said afterwards, we were like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that it was a trophy. Obviously, we knew it was a final and stuff, but you kind of forget about that bit as well because naturally you're not thinking that far ahead. So yeah, it was special, really special. As I say, I took it for granted a little bit. Obviously, all the hoardings came out, the flames, the ribbon, everything, the confetti, whatever it was. They're really special moments. You have to enjoy them. As I said, you don't get many. You don't get many opportunities to be in big games like that. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed it.
Thanks, Emily.
Cheers.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
How tough did you find that watching it from the stands in the first half and then the opening bits of the second half, especially when it was 0-0?
Yeah, I think obviously you have a very different perspective sitting and watching it, and it's probably easier sitting on the side than it is in that heat of the battle moment. And I think like you look and think about areas that you need to work on, and how maybe like we should play the game. But it's easier being sat on the sidelines, isn't it? Like you're not in the physical battle, like trying to play the game. So yeah, it's, but like I think there's absolute 100% trust in the team that takes to the field to start with, and then like Simon's been massive on that. We're massive on that. Actually, to win a game, it's got to, on that day, take a collective like 23 players. It's not just the people that start, not just people that finish. And there's so much that goes beyond that in terms of everyone that comes into training, those that perhaps haven't got selected. Like everyone has a contribution. And whilst it's easy to sit on the sidelines and say like, we should be doing this, we should be doing that, when you're in the mix of it, like that's the hard bit. So yeah, it's like have every faith in the players whilst they're sitting, that they're going to do the job to the point that you get called upon, and ultimately like you want to then go and do your bit to try and help win the game.
And how much did you enjoy kind of playing on that pitch, playing out there today, especially with it being live on BBC Two as well?
Yeah, I loved it. Like you start to get the like you go through the warm-up process, and then like you get the like nod that you're going on, and you're like, oh my god, I've actually got to go and do something now. Like I've got to get into game mode. And I guess when you start, like you know the build up to it, but as a like substitute, you don't know when that's going to happen. And as soon as you get that, you're like, right, I'm going to go on, and like this is my time. Like this is what I'm here for. And yeah, it was brilliant running around playing. And I think then you kind of forget that it is on TV, like because you just go into game mode, that you forget it's live on the BBC. But I think for anyone watching, and I've had a few messages who are not English, they're not French, they're just neutral rugby supporters, and it's like that was a really competitive game to watch, and ultimately it could have gone either way. And that's what we want to be showcasing games that like people are watching and they're on the edge of the seats. There's been like my mum and dad were saying like, oh man, I think my heart's not back to normal because it was so like tense. And I guess that's what you want finals to be. I think we felt in control, I guess, but when you're not in like that bubble of being able to dictate what happens, like, and you just watch it and it's like, what's going to happen next? So hopefully it was a good game for the live TV and for people watching back home.
Finally from me, how nice was it to lift that trophy at the end as well?
Yeah, I've been asked that a few times, but it means everything. And I think the great thing is that obviously like Emily has had a massive influence on this side as well, and captaining. And I think it was like great to be able to lift it with her in terms of how we've led this team during the Six Nations, and after times where you think actually you might not get back, and the fact that it was moved to April really helped me because I would have missed it. So yeah, I think having the difficult times over the last 13 months, when you get those moments that you can lift it and say you've done it 3 times on the bounce, like it is really special, really, really special.
Perfect. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sam.
Hi, my name is Beth Blackclock. I'm from DMP Durham Sharks, and you've been watching the Women's Rugby Show.